Wake up, Teddy G. It's 10 o'clock. You know where your Teddy G is? Call me. Bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Teddy G. Gatto. I recently got an email and a phone call from a guy named Shelly. He told me you guys are going to be doing something special for Jimmy, and I was wondering if I would like to do a video for you guys or write up something and he could read it. I called up my producer, Jeremy Lynn. I told him what we're going to be doing, and he says, Teddy, video will be better. So here we are. So many years ago, I want to say about 5 years ago, Cousin Mo hits me up on LinkedIn. He says, hey, there's a guy on LinkedIn. He's a producer. He looked like he works with a lot of great people. Why don't you hit him up, see if you can do a song with him? So I reached out to Jimmy. I said, I'd like to do a song with you. How much would you charge to produce one of my songs? He says, $5,000. I said, woo! Yeah, I'm not in your circle, man. He says, do me a favor. Send me 3 of your best songs. So I sent him 3 of my best songs. And again, I think all my songs are great, so it's tough to choose from. I sent him 3 songs. He hits me back. Do me a favor. Send me 3 more songs as good as those. So I sent him 3 more songs. He hits me back again. He says, send me all your songs. So I sent him all my songs. It had to be like 26 songs I had done back in the day. He reaches out to me and he says, when can we talk? I said, let's talk tomorrow night, 10 o'clock p.m. He says, that works for me. So he calls me up the next day, 10 o'clock at night. He says, Teddy, I worked with a lot of big name people. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. You, my good friend, are very talented and you're just as good as any of those other guys. I said, no way. The hair on my arm stood up like there was no tomorrow. I couldn't believe he said that. It's kind of like, Customato telling Mike Tyson for the very first time, you're gonna be the next heavyweight champ of the world. It's the same feeling I got when Jimmy told me that I had talent. So anyways, let's talk about the music. So Jimmy and I did 3 songs that are on YouTube, and we submitted them into the Grammys. One of them was Hope for the World. Here we are, 2020. Should have been a magical year, the start of a new decade. Instead, we are faced with a viral war. Oh no. When will it all stop? Let us know. Hope for the world. Let's hope for the world. Hope for the world. We need hope for the world. Hope for the world. Let's hope for the world. Hope for the world. We need hope for the world. How do we make our world a better place? So happy. I wanted to know. People who love to help others are the hope for the world. Born in America. I believe we came from across the seas, searching for the land of truth and free, showing the world we all fight together, standing as one now and forever. Rights to religion, speech and press, assembly petition makes America the best. Thank God we were born in America, free to the land and free to the seas, free to the skies in God's eyes. Whoa, whoa, thank God we were born in America. And our last song we worked together was a song called War. when Russia and Ukraine went to war. People dying, nations fall. No wins, war takes all. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong, when no one's left to sing the song. Doesn't matter, never mind your skin. We stick together as cousins and kin.
No good comes from war. Peace is what we're looking for. So many dying, so many down, so much pain all around.
No, you couldn't put out the fires. No, you couldn't save our land. No, you couldn't put out the fires. Together we hold the stand.
It's during our darkest moments we must focus on the light. 'Cause without freedom, nothing's right.
Bullets whistling through the air, missiles flying everywhere, men and women screaming with tears, little kids feeling scared, desolation, blood and gore. No good ever comes from war.
So many dying, so many down, so much pain all around. No good comes from war. Peace is what we're looking for. So many dying, so many down, so much pain all around.
We put these songs into the Grammys. They do really well.
Hey there, Teddy G. You might want to check your email for some Grammy news. Take care, buddy.
They go all the way to the last round where you're supposed to get judged by your peers. The problem is when you're getting judged by your peers and no one knows who your name is, you don't have a shot to win the Grammy. That's just the reality. So the last song we did, War, I said, I got an idea. He says, what do you want to do? I said, how about you and I become a band? He goes, a what? I said, yeah, we'll come up with a name. We'll be a band. We'll submit the song in War. And because of you, maybe we'll have a better shot of winning this trophy. He says, are you sure you want to do it? I said, yeah. He says, all right. I said, better yet, just put your name in there. Jimmy Hotz with your logo. Because I love his logo. And then he says, are you sure? I said, absolutely. So he throws his name on there, and it's in the video. We do all this good stuff, and then we submit it in. We still didn't win. But I believe the people that are judging, the celebrities, at least they got to see this video. And that's what matters. I was a little upset, a little hurt, and I said, Jimmy, I'm not a big fan of the Grammys anymore. He goes, Teddy G, you know, because you got the first round's the hardest round. You're going against tens of thousands of songs. And the committee put you in through to the very last round. That's a big deal. That's like being nominated in my eyes. He goes, always remember that. I said, all right, I'll eat that up. And I felt very happy after that. Jimmy loves to coach me up about the Grammys. One day, I said, hey, Jimmy, you know what I'm going to do? He goes, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to write a song about the Grammys. I'm going to sing all about the Grammys. And then we're going to do a video all about the Grammys. And we're going to submit it in to the Grammys. And guess what? We're going to get on the show then. He calls me up and he leaves this message to me. Well, you know what? I'll let Jimmy tell you the message.
Teddy G, I just want to make sure that you know this. If you think about it, you'll realize that based on everything we've been through, you should not use the word Grammys. You can write about an award show. You can maybe do a Hollywood Grand Slam kind of thing, whatever you want, but do not use the word Grammy. It would be a disaster for trying to promote it. It'd be a disaster for ever trying to win a Grammy. We'd probably be sued. None of that. We don't want any of that. Do not use the word Grammy. Thank you. But you can write a song about the awards, and I would maybe go for the Hollywood Grand Slam angle. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
So, there you have it. Jimmy gets so paranoid and crazy nervous. He's like, we can't use that word Grammy ever. He goes, they're going to sue us. I said, who cares? We ain't got nothing to give them anyway. Maybe it would work, Jimmy. Let's make a stink. But back to Jimmy coaching me up. He's like, Teddy, do me a favor. Get a good computer. Start learning Logic and Pro Tools and making your own beats. Do all this fun stuff. And start working on your vocals. He really wanted me to start singing with vibrato.
Teddy G, Jimmy Hotz. Hope you're doing well. Checking in with you. See if you got your computer yet. See if you're working on those vocals. Anyway, give me a call when you can. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I said, Jimmy, I do not want to sound like Mariah Carey. He goes, these are what the real singers sound like. I said, what? Get out of here. We're in 2023. I don't want to sound like the real singers. I want to do me. He goes, trust me. Start working on your vocals. Good things about Jimmy Hotz. He always called me on my birthday. If he couldn't call me on my birthday, he would call me the day before my birthday.
Hey, Teddy G, it's Jimmy. I got majorly tied up there. I will try and call you tomorrow on your birthday, but just in case we don't touch base for any reason, again, happy birthday. God bless you, my friend, and I hope to talk to you tomorrow.
It was amazing. He never missed my birthday. I don't even know my own kids' birthdays. I don't know how he did it, but it was great. And it always made my birthday. So, okay. I'm getting a little choked up here. He always called me for holidays, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's.
Teddy G, Jimmy Hotz here. Hope you had a good Christmas. Teddy G, Jimmy Hotz here. Happy real New Year. Anyway, call me when you can. Thanks. Bye-bye.
And when the coronavirus happened, I got really sick. I fought the coronavirus. And he was always concerned. And he would call me up just to see if I'm still alive.
Just making sure you're okay. Text me, email me, call me or something. Let me know you're all right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Here I am, still alive and kicking. Another thing about Jimmy that I remember, he loved oils, these crazy centric oils, whatever they're called. And I couldn't breathe one day. I'm like, oh my God, Jimmy, I can't breathe. What do I do? He says, Teddy G, you need to buy these two oils, eucalyptus and peppermint. Put a couple drops in a washcloth and breathe that. Holy cow. Let me tell you something, folks. I could breathe. It was great. But it stunk up my whole room. My girl was so mad at me. She goes, oh my God, this stuff stinks. I said, it ain't my fault. Blame it on Jimmy. Jimmy called up one time. She goes, don't tell him to buy any more of these oils. You're killing me. But it was great. It was good stuff. I could breathe. So, yep, Jimmy Hotz would always call me no matter what. And then if something bad happened to me, he seemed like he always knew. And he would call me up when my mother passed away. And he left me this heartfelt message. It was so touching and dear to my heart, and he was concerned. And he would always check in, things like that.
Hey, Teddy G, so sorry to hear about your mom. God bless you, my friend. We'll talk in the next few days. Take care. Bye-bye.
That's who Jimmy Hotz is. Jimmy and I used to kind of pick on each other. It was pretty funny. I would call him up. He had a bunch of different phone numbers. He had like a landline, this number, and then he had a cell phone. So if he never answered the landline, I would call his cell phone. If he didn't answer that, I would leave a message like he's listening to me, and I know it's a cell phone. I'd be like, hey, Jimmy, wake up, Jimmy. What are you doing? You sleeping? Come on, Jimmy. We got work to do. Jimmy, stop screening your phone calls. Pick it up. What's the matter with you? Hello? Hello, Jimmy, are you there? And I would do this for like a minute. And this is on his cell phone. It's not like he can hear me. And I knew that, but he would call me up and he would bust me back if I don't answer.
Teddy G, been sleeping for 4 days. What's up? Call me. I'm calling you back. Call me back. Bye-bye. You're the one that needs to wake up, Teddy G. I've been working. You think I can just sit around waiting for an interview? I got stuff to do. Anyway, I will be there 6 o'clock. Take care. Bye-bye.
So, moving right ahead, Jimmy and I did a lot of fun stuff together. And then during the pandemic, I had this crazy idea. And it's called Rockers and Stages. And I called him up and I said, hey, Jimmy, why don't we build mini stages? They don't do them. And the people that try to do them, they're just homemade garbage. You know, everybody loves building Legos. They love building all this stuff. Why don't they build rockers and stages? Why don't they build mini stages? We can do music. We can do television. We can do clubs. We can do anything. As a matter of fact, you know, Jimmy, there's only 2 forms of entertainment. There's live and home entertainment. We could be the #1 home entertainment. And he goes, well, let me think about that. I got to do some research on it. 4 months go by. I get a phone call from Jimmy. But don't get me wrong. We talk every single day. But 4 months go by. He calls me up and he says, hey, Teddy G, you there? I said, yeah, what's going on? He goes, we can do it. I go, do what? He goes, we can do rockers and stages. I go, what do you mean? He goes, oh, yeah, we can do it. I did so much research on this, you have no idea. I will not do anything unless I know we can do it for sure, and we can do it. I said, come on. I go, let's get to work. I go, what do we got to do? He goes, send me some money. I'm working for you. I said, well, you're going to be my partner, 50-50. He goes, who cares? I'm doing all this hard work. Send me some money. You don't think I send him money? 500 here, 500 there, 500 there. I kept on sending because he's showing me everything he was doing. I got so excited. You know what I told Jimmy? I said, we're going to be wicked rich. He goes, what? We're going to be stinking rich. I go, stinking rich? He goes, we're going to be stinking rich. I go, okay, stinking rich it is. He goes, what's the matter? You never watched the movie? Then he sends me a clips of a bunch of little people saying stinking rich.
Stinking rich.
Yeah, stinking rich. Lads, here's the stinking rich.
Stinking rich. Stinking rich. That's a Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Here's the Kevin. Stinking Kevin.
Well, folks, let me tell you something. Jimmy Hotz is hands down one of the most talented guys in the world when it comes to electronics. I mean, he did the Hotz box. Forget about it. Can you imagine inventing the Hotz box? I mean, the thing was this big. You know, when I first met Jimmy, when I went to his house, he brought me into his studio. He says, come here, Teddy G, I want to show you something cool. So he brings me into the studio and he shows me the Hotz box. And there's music playing. He's got lights going everywhere. I mean, this thing was like a club/studio. It was just off the wall. Crazy epic. So he starts playing the Hotz box. He goes, go ahead, move your fingers. So I start moving my fingers. I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe it. I can play the keyboards. And he goes, look how good you sound. And I'm a drummer. Trust me, I can't play anything but drums. And I'm doing this, and next thing you know, I can play the keyboards. That's how special Jimmy Hotz is. If you don't, the list is so long. I mean, this guy worked with everybody. I got to hear all the stories about Fleetwood Mac, B.B. King, Joe Savage. He worked with all the great ones. He had so much talent. You know what? And when we did Rockers and Stages, I said, Jimmy, if we're going to submit this in to people, tell them who you are and what have you done. And you know what? He did that. So for you people that don't know how talented Jimmy is and who he worked with, check this out.
Rockers and Stages was invented by Jimmy Hotz and Teddy G. Gatto. Jimmy Hotz has a long storied history of working with numerous major stars such as Fleetwood Mac, B.B. King, NSYNC, Leon Russell, Dave Mason, Phoebe Snow, Steve Winwood, Gary Wright, John Anderson, Yes, Kitaro, Terry Reid, and many others. Hotz is a producer, engineer, musician, inventor, and consultant. He has provided technical consultation to a vast range of entertainment professionals and major corporations such as Atari, Intel, Microsoft, JBL, Harman International, Laserium, Warner Brothers, and Electronic Arts. Hotz has received multiple patents relating to MIDI and music technology, and is the inventor of the Atari Hotz box and Hotz MIDI translator, which allows anyone to play music on a serious level, without years of training. When it was first introduced, Electronic Musician magazine listed the Hotz technology as one of the top 10 things to see at the largest music trade show in the US, called the NAMM Show. The Hotz MIDI translator was also a finalist for the Best of Comdex. At the time, Comdex was the largest computer trade show in the US. In the field of computer graphics, Hotz was the visionary behind the Zuma project, which won a Computer Graphics Innovation Award for the creation and manipulation of 3D graphics by audio and MIDI in real time. Zuma was featured in concerts by Yes, NSYNC, Mobius 8, and others. In the world of laser shows, Hotz helped Ivan Dreyer, the founder of Laserium, create Laserium shows for the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and U2. In the entertainment world in general, Hotz has designed numerous MIDI controllers, special lighting effects, and other electronic devices for a host of entertainers. Teddy G. Gatto is a rising star in Hollywood, and to those who know him, he is a creative force. He is a script writer, TV show creator, songwriter, inventor, and one of the best DJs in LA. Teddy G has DJed for such well-known celebrities as Joe Pesci, George Lopez, Eric Dickerson, Tim Allen, Frank Sinatra Jr., The Temptations, Three Dog Night, Ron Howard, and many more. His DJ career inspired him to become a songwriter, and he sought out Jimmy Hotz as a producer and engineer. To date, Teddy G has written over 40 songs, 2 of which have been submitted as contenders for the 2022 Grammys. While working with Jimmy Hotz on those 2 songs, they decided to do other creative projects together. Both Jimmy Hotz and Teddy G truly believe that the creation of Rockers and Stages is a historical event that forms the foundation of an entire new product ecosystem, which will positively impact millions of people of all ages.
Also, what you guys need to know is that when Jimmy did Rockers and Stages, we get the video done, and then the first person that gets to see it is Gene Simmons from Kiss. I'm friends with Bruce Kulick. He was one of the guitar players when they took off the makeup for 10 years. So I hit up Bruce, I said, hey, I got the #1 toy, we gotta show it to Gene. I sent it to Bruce, he goes, wow, this is amazing. He sends it to Gene. You know what Gene says? I don't get it, I'm not interested. I tell Bruce, are you kidding me? Call up Gene and tell him it was just like having Van Halen all over again in the palm of your hand, and he let it go. I can't believe it. So then I called Jimmy. I said, Jimmy, you know what the problem is? You're too smart. You need to dumb this thing down. You need to make a video that a 4-year-old kid can understand it, because everybody that's watching it don't get it. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world. This is the future, and they don't get it. So we make another video. And you know what? If you go on YouTube, you can see that. It's really good. All the pieces are falling in together, and they're building your own stage right in front of your eyes. You're gonna love it. I gotta tell you this, folks. When we used to have meetings with big business people, and it's so fun to listen to smart people talk. So I'd be on the phone call, Jimmy would be there, and a bunch of smart business people would be there. Of course, I'm not smart when it comes to business, so I would mute myself and turn off my video. And I would sit there and I would listen to Jimmy go to work on these guys. And I'm in the background going, that a boy, Jimmy, you get him, Jimmy. Yeah, it's my boy, he's wicked smart. He don't miss a beat. And my girl come in the room and I'm in there, I'm cheering on Jimmy. He don't know I'm cheering him on, and the people don't know what's going on, but I'm cheering him on because he is working those people. It is amazing to watch 2 smart people talk. Or should I say 4 smart people in this case. Good stuff. And Jimmy always outsmarted everybody. If they threw any kind of crazy question at him or any big words, he always came back with big words and he could answer anything they asked him. It was brilliant. This guy's a genius, folks. I'm telling you right now, he was special on every angle. He could do anything. I gotta tell you something. I wrote a movie. I write movie scripts. And I wrote this movie for Mike Tyson. Or actually for Bobby Stewart. He's the founder of Mike Tyson. I grew up with Bobby. And I said, Jimmy, I want you to read this script. So he reads this script and he calls me up the next day. He says, Teddy G, I read the script. I go, what'd you think, 1 through 10? He goes, it's a 9.5. I go, what? How do we become a 10? He goes, if you put me in it. Get me behind this thing. I'll do the score. I'll do all the music. I'll do the sound effects. I'll do everything. In fact, I've been thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. You know what I'm going to do? I go, what are you going to do? He says, when Mike Tyson walks through the room, you ever watch Star Wars? I said, yeah. You know how Darth Vader, when he walks into the room, they had a special music. You knew Darth Vader was there. I said, yeah. He goes, I'm going to do the same thing for Tyson. I loved it. I said, Jimmy, you ever score a movie before? He goes, nah, who cares? I can do it, though. I can do anything. I said, I know you can do anything. He goes, Teddy G, I'm going to put a team behind me. Jimmy's friends with a guy named Paul Haslinger, Mobius 8, Scott Gerdwich, something like that. I don't even know Scott's last name. But he's the biggest Foley guy. He does all the sound effects for every movie you guys watch. Paul Haslinger scored tons of great movies. He did The Dirt with Motley Crue. You know, Mobius 8, he's one of the biggest EDM DJs out there. And he's really good friends with these guys. And he puts them all on his team. And if you don't believe me, we got letters of interest from every one of them. It's fantastic. Good thing about Jimmy, he had 2 words he always said to me. Mercy and onward. My 2 words are fun and magic, but these are his 2 words. And then, you know, Jimmy's been gone now for so many weeks. I miss him terribly. I wish I could call him at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning like we always did. But I can't, you know. Someday when I pass on and I go to heaven and I see Jimmy, I'm gonna punch him in the nose, Texas style. That's what he always told me. That's how he settled his difference, because he left me too early. But let me tell you something, I gotta tell you this. On LinkedIn, Cousin Mo knew this girl, Chesney Claire, who was friends with Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson works with a company where they get you money for big projects such as the Tyson movie. So this is all in play. We're getting money to do the Tyson movie. That Jimmy's supposed to be here for it. I'm gonna yell at him for that. He's supposed to do this, but anyways, Mr. Johnson, his favorite word is onward. I only knew one other guy, which is Jimmy Hotz, and now Mr. Johnson. You think Jimmy is kind of helping us out with this project? I think so. And I told that to Mr. Johnson, and I told him the story. So anyways, if everybody there can grab your glasses, waters, or whatever you're drinking, we're gonna do a little salute to Jimmy. I got Jimmy's, one of his favorite coffee cups Nancy gave me. Thank you, Nancy. You're absolutely the best. And I'm so fortunate that for the future, I'm gonna do stuff with Heather, his daughter. I got to talk to Rain. Rain, someday you're gonna have to build me a Hotz box because Jimmy promised me a Hotz box and all this fun gear. So when I'm on stage DJing, being an EDM DJ, my arms can move around like an octopus. But having all this said, you got to learn about me and Jimmy and all the fun stuff that we're gonna be doing. Here's to Jimmy Hotz. Jimmy, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for being in my life and talking to me every night for the last 5 years, give or take, until we meet again. And I hope someday I can create some kind of TV show or a movie on the gates of time. To Jimmy Hotz. That's cold water, by the way, not hot coffee. See you soon.
It is done. God bless you, my friends. Let's make some magic happen. Onward next. Bye-bye.